Hello, I'm Mike, the co-founder of AlertsBar, and today I'm excited to demonstrate you a tutorial on how to use our platform. First of all, you have Boom. Here we are. After the first login, I recommend go to Account Settings, then to Security, put your current password, new password, confirm it, save changes, and you're good to go. Then go to the dashboard. Here we can add your first domain to the monitoring by pressing Add Domain. For example, let's use test.com. Boom. Okay, now all the data from our database is already on your dashboard, as well as domain is already on the monitoring, and as soon as data appears, it will appear in your dashboard. If you need to add more domain, you can press the button Add New Domain or go to the dashboard. Here we are. To get notifications about the new data leaks related to this domain, we recommend Configure Notifications. Here you can configure notifications to email, Telegram, and Slack straight away. Choose the categories which you would like to receive updates on. If you are willing to get notifications directly to your SOAR or CM systems, it's also possible. Let's go to the dashboard and see what we got. Here's our domain, and let's go to details. Boom. Here we have InfoStealers data, users, staff, and cookies. We identify that this is user because the domain of the company is inside the URL. We identify that this is staff because the domain over here in login. Here we have information regarding the data breaches. Here are our another secret source, users heap and staff heap. We know for sure that this data came from InfoStealers. Currently, we don't have an opportunity to do deep investigation for these logs, but it's coming. Here we have another cool feature. It's called Personal and Personal InfoStealer. This feature allows us to establish the connection between the company, employee, and their personal emails by leveraging the LinkedIn data leak. If you found through this data the right case that you would like to investigate further deeper and figure out how this actually happened, you can press over here, investigate this comp ID, and now we are inside of the computer of the victim who lost their data due to the InfoStealer infection. Here we can see that the person lost almost 3,000 combinations of URL, login, and password. We have quite cool filtering feature over here, so you can filter his phone number. For example, let's use gmail.com. and we will see all his Gmails. We also have statistical features. So here is login statistics and password statistics. Here his most frequently used Gmail, almost 600 times. And here is most frequently used passwords. We also have convenient export to Excel button. Here we can see that 6,000 plus cookies was compromised from his device. We're also leveraging AI to demonstrate name and surname from live.com, Facebook ID. Here is autofills button. All the autofills which were saved in all his browsers are over here. There is more than 3,500 values. You can also filter through them. Another important feature that you are displaying is credit cards. Here we can see that one of his credit cards was fully compromised, even with this code. And also we are displaying the Files tab, which demonstrates the structure of the data which was stolen. From Chrome browser, he had 7 different profiles with everything autofills, cookies, and passwords. From wallets, he had quite a bit of crypto wallets in different browsers. Cookies, Google accounts, Brave accounts. He has software file, passwords file, Edge folder. Here was the credit cards folder. These credit cards was stored over here in the Chrome profile. Of course, every InfoStealer generates automatically the brute force text file, applications, domain detected, and system. If you want to investigate this case even deeper to the rock bottom, you can copy this comp ID and go to Get Raw Data. Insert comp ID over here, press Request Raw Data. It can take up to 5 minutes to download the raw archive from our database. Success! Now we can download the raw data by pressing this button. We are getting the archive, unzipping it, and now we see that the structure of this file is exactly the same as was on Investigation Files folder. And here you can already access to all these files. For example, system, you can see that the computer was infected with Luma C2 InfoStealer. Ironically, Windows Defender was on, and here is exact time of infection. Okay, let's go back to the platform. In the system menu, we also have search history, account settings, API settings. We also have opportunity to configure the notifications for the personal employees' emails by adding identifiers over here. Select the domain and go to add new personal user. Here you're putting email, name and LinkedIn, save and insert breaches, and this personal email will be immediately on the monitoring. We will pull all the data related to this email into your dashboard. Next up I want to show you is keyword search. Here you can search through credentials, cookies, autofills, cards and even files. You can search through InfoStealer database and our HIP database. Now let's search for both. You can also search through login, URL and password. For this example, let's use URL search, and if you want to find an exact match, then just type your request. If you want to find all the data which contains your keyword, just put 2 stars around your request. For example, let's search for Salesforce. That's quite a bit of a breached data. Here you can investigate the email, and here you can investigate the comp ID straight away. You also can search through cookies. You can search through domain, name and value. The same rule applies with the stars. You can search through autofills. For example, let's search through value. Let's try to use lolly. Again, we have more than 7,000 results in our search, and this search contains value lolly. So we see all the people who stored in their browser the value lolly as an autofill, which can be a good case study for the police. You can also search through credit cards. You can search through card number, name and comp ID. For example, let's use my name, Mike, and we will see some credit cards which contains Mike as a name. You can also search through files. For example, let's search through folder name, and let's look for the crypto wallets. Here we can see more than 1 million of results. Last but not least is the global search. Here you can insert your email, domain, phone number and immediately get the brief report. So here we are, here is data breaches, InfoStealers with opportunity to do deep investigations, HIP data, cookies and autofills. Thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to get your questions.